Imagine walking through a massive, sprawling Victorian mansion. You open a door, expecting to step into a hallway, but instead, you are faced with a sheer, two-story drop into a garden. You walk up a grand staircase, only to find it abruptly dead ends into a solid ceiling. Secret passages weave through the walls, cabinets open to reveal parallel rooms, and windows are built into the floors. This is not a nightmare or a funhouse. It is a real mansion located in San Jose, California, and for 38 years, the sounds of hammers and saws never stopped. It was built by one of the wealthiest women in the world, Sarah Winchester. But she wasn't building this architectural marvel for herself, nor for her family. She was building it for ghosts. Welcome back to Echoes of the Past USA. Today, we step inside the twisting corridors of the Winchester Mystery House to uncover the tragic, terrifying true story of a woman trying to outbuild the spirits of the dead. Was she a grieving widow driven to madness, or was she truly haunted by the blood-soaked legacy of her family's empire? Let's unlock the doors. To understand the madness of the mansion, we must first look at the source of the Winchester fortune. Sarah Lockwood Pardee married William Wirt Winchester in 1862. William was the heir to the Winchester Repeating Arms Company, the manufacturer of the Winchester Rifle, often called the gun that won the West. This weapon was revolutionary, but it was also responsible for untold thousands of deaths during the Civil War and the American frontier expansion. For a brief time, Sarah lived a life of high society luxury. But tragedy struck with brutal swiftness. In 1866, her infant daughter, Annie, died of a severe illness at just 6 weeks old. Sarah fell into a deep depression, nearly losing her mind to grief. Then, 15 years later, her husband William died of tuberculosis. Suddenly, Sarah was entirely alone, inheriting a staggering $20 million fortune, equivalent to over $500 million today, and earning $1,000 a day in royalties. But Sarah didn't feel wealthy. She felt cursed. She believed the blood money of the Winchester Rifle had painted a supernatural target on her back. Desperate for answers and suffocating in her grief, Sarah traveled to Boston to seek the guidance of a spiritual medium. In the dimly lit seance room, the medium supposedly contacted the spirit of Sarah's late husband, William. The message she received would dictate the rest of her life. The medium told Sarah that the Winchester family was cursed by the spirits of every single person who had ever been killed by a Winchester rifle. These spirits were angry, vengeful, and they were actively hunting her. To survive, the medium gave Sarah a chilling set of instructions. She must leave her home in Connecticut, travel west, and build a house for the spirits. As long as she continuously built the house, without ever stopping, she would stay alive. If the hammers ever stopped, she would die. Terrified by this prophecy, Sarah packed her bags, boarded a train, and headed to California to begin the greatest, most bizarre construction project in American history. In 1884, Sarah purchased an unfinished 8-room farmhouse in the Santa Clara Valley. She hired a team of carpenters and construction workers, offering them double the standard wage, on one condition: they had to work in shifts, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. There were no master blueprints. Sarah was the sole architect of this sprawling madness. She would sketch room designs on napkins or scrap paper and hand them to bewildered foremen. If a room was built and she didn't like it, she would order it torn down, sealed off, or built around. The house grew like a living, breathing organism. It expanded outward and upward, eventually towering 7 stories high. Wood shipments arrived daily by the trainload. The sounds of saws and hammers echoed across the valley every hour of the night, a mechanical heartbeat keeping the widow alive. But Sarah wasn't just building a big house. She was building a labyrinth designed to confuse the malevolent ghosts that followed her. She believed that spirits could easily get lost in confusing layouts. She designed staircases that descended several steps before rising again, ensuring you went nowhere. She installed switchback staircases with steps just 2 inches high, winding back and forth in a tight space. Cabinets were built into walls that had less than an inch of depth. One door opened directly onto a sheer drop to the kitchen below. Furthermore, Sarah was obsessed with the number 13 and spiderweb motifs. Many windows had 13 panes of glass, ceilings had 13 panels, staircases had 13 steps, and she even redesigned a chandelier to hold 13 candles. At the heart of this maze was the séance room, a room with one entrance but 3 secret exits. Every night at midnight the house bell would toll, and Sarah would enter this room alone to consult with good spirits on what to build the next day. For 22 years, the mansion expanded relentlessly. By 1906, it was a 7-story colossus featuring 161 rooms, 47 fireplaces, and thousands of doors. But then, disaster struck. The Great San Francisco earthquake of 1906 violently rocked the valley. The top 3 stories of the Winchester house collapsed entirely, reducing the mansion to 4 stories. During the quake, Sarah was trapped inside her bedroom. Because the house was such a maze, it took her servants hours to find her, prying her out of the rubble with crowbars. Sarah was terrified, but not of the earthquake. She interpreted the disaster as a direct warning from the spirits. She believed they were angry that she had spent too much time decorating the front of the house, treating it like a normal home rather than a spirit trap. In a panic, she ordered the entire front half of the mansion boarded up and permanently sealed. The opulent front doors were locked forever, and the collapsed upper floors were never rebuilt. After the earthquake, Sarah became a recluse. She wore heavy black veils so no one could see her face and rarely left the estate. As she aged, her arthritis worsened, forcing her to build specialized, low-rising staircases just so she could navigate her own labyrinth. Despite her failing health, the relentless rhythm of construction continued. The carpenters kept building, tearing down, and rebuilding the bizarre corridors. Then, on September 5, 1922, the impossible happened. Sarah Winchester passed away peacefully in her sleep at the age of 82. When the news reached the foremen, they dropped their tools immediately. Nails were left half-hammered into walls. Blueprints were abandoned on desks. For the first time in 38 unbroken years, the Winchester Mystery House was completely, terrifyingly silent. When appraisers entered the house, they were stunned. They found a labyrinth containing 10,000 panes of glass, 2,000 doors, 160 rooms, and completely empty safes, leading some to wonder where all her wealth had gone. Shortly after her death, the mansion was opened to the public. Today, the Winchester Mystery House stands as one of America's most famous and deeply unsettling landmarks. Millions have walked its twisted halls, and many report experiencing the unexplainable, cold spots, phantom footsteps, and the sight of a ghostly carpenter in overalls still trying to finish his work. But looking back, we must ask, was Sarah Winchester truly tormented by the angry ghosts of the American West? Or was she a deeply traumatized woman, using her vast fortune to build a physical manifestation of her own grief and mental labyrinth? Perhaps the endless construction was simply the only way she knew how to cope with a world that had taken everything she loved. Whatever you believe, the mansion remains a beautiful, bizarre monument to madness and mystery. What do you think drove Sarah Winchester to build a house to nowhere? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the unknown. Until next time, stay curious.